Ladies and gentlemen. Ah! Oh shit!
No!
Oops. Fuck! Sorry. Okay. Excuse my language. Let's begin. To learn from the very esteemed Zerg player known as Spaghetti Boy. Spaghetti Boy will guide us through the tumbleweeds and dangerous jungles of the matchup known as Zerg versus Terran. Let's take it from the top. This is game number 1 from IEM Katowice, which is basically the World Championship, since it's not being hosted at BlizzCon anymore. And I have my pen and parchment here. Let's just check and make sure this pen works. Okay, it works. Reynor, show us the way. Let's take his vision, check out the production tab, and then focus and see what stands out. See what his game flow is. Looks like the first Overlord is pathing by his third. Just looking around for proxies. So first Ove looks for proxies. I have studied some ZVT from Lambo, and Reynor and Lambo are friends. And it has been known that they hang out, say words, and sometimes talk strategy together. So there might be some overlap between this and the Lambo video that I went over, but we'll see. He's going for his 16 hatch. About as standard as it gets. Maru is the kind of Terran player who will do proxy racks a lot, even at the highest level of tournament play. There was one BlizzCon where Maru did proxy racks against SOS every single game, and he got shut down every single game, but it did demonstrate Maru's resolve that if he plans to proxy, he will proxy every game if necessary. The second Overlord is also looking for proxy. Now he's sending his first Overlord across. 18 gas, 17 pool. Pretty comfy, pretty standard. Oxide is a very short rush map, but it has rocks that slow down a lot of the main pushes. Second Overlord doubles back to check for bunkers and stuff. So far, everything is pretty much the same as Lambo's approach that I studied. 4 lings, 2 queens. Ling speed. Staying on gas for now. He may be going for a quick Overlord speed. Let's see. Wings are killing the Debris. He sends a drone at 30 supply. He just took one from the natural. He's not made an Overlord yet. He takes his third. Yep, Overlord speed, and then I think he pulled 2 out of gas. Let's just double check that. Yep. Okay, so Ling speed into Overlord speed. This is a build that I've not really been doing. Okay, so Ling speed into Ove speed, then pull 2 off gas. He was doing a Ling speed Overlord speed combo against Zest quite a bit in the finals as well. Usually switching up the order, he would be going for Overlord speed before Ling speed on the maps that have a bit longer of a rush distance. So he's keeping his Overlords going, making 1 queen at a time. He can't make 2 at a time right now because he's getting Overlord speed. He's got 2 Overlords providing a lot of forward vision. He's peeking with one of them, sees 3 Marines. Overlord speed just finished. He sees more Marines, that's 5. Oh, a Marauder? What was that? Or was that a mule or something? Do my eyes deceive me? Maybe that was just an SCV going down. Yeah, he's not making a marauder. Is that the Banshee? Oh, that was an SCV, yeah. Okay, so he does see the cloak. He sees all this. This is a great read. There's no third CC with this. So this build is weird. Huh. He's just making Marines with the reactor. He doesn't have stim or anything lined up, so it's 1-1-1 opening, meaning 1 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport. Single Hellion production. This could go into a Hellbat shove. This is quite a few Marines. There's no third CC yet. We'll take Reynor's vision again. How does he respond to this? He refilled his gas before 4 minutes. Now he's droning his third. He's getting 1 spore per base really early at 4 minutes. Still peeking around with the overlords. He's getting his lair right after 4 minutes. I've been taking my lair at 4:30 and adding a second gas and a bane nest at the same time. Looks like he is getting the bane nest at 4:30. He's droning, gets his second gas around that same time. Then he goes for a follow-up scout at 4:40 when he sees the third CC. And there is an armory cooking up. 2 Hellions at a time in Marine production. Is this mech? What is this? There's no sign of stim or combat shield or anything. Keeping the injects going. Will the response to Banshee or Lib be the same? Well, with Lib you don't need to rush an Overseer, but you can see here as soon as the lair finish, he just made 2 Overseers. That's the main difference. With a Liberator, you also want 1 spore per base. Okay, Reynor knows this is coming. He is going to move the spore to the front. Because of this kind of attack, Maru is just going to be gathering up everything and kind of shoving in one spot, like this. That way he's deciding that the fight is going to be in front of his base instead of behind it. Yeah, looks like a perfect defense to me. This kind of push I could see catching a lot of Zergs off guard. The Overlord speed made this really easy for him to counter. Queens with Overseer. He's shoving the creep. He's got 2 groups of queens, each with an Overseer. That way he can push creep on 2 sides. Man, Spaghetti Boy is a god. Stroned up, taking his hatch. And right now he's got 2 gases at the third and 1 gas in each the main and the natural, so up to 4 gas. And because this map is really short rush, you don't want to tech too fast and you also don't want to drone too much. So his worker count right now is 70. I would guess he probably won't go up to 100 drones super fast, but he might end up there later on. He'll want to get out some Ling Bane. He took Bane speed before 1-1. Which is pretty standard these days. Maru's punishing him a little bit for moving that spore earlier and not setting it back. 4 worker kills, not too much though. Just making more Ling Bane. Gets an Overseer scout. He sees that it's bio. Filling the gases. A good question that many people ask, for ZVT especially, is how many Banes do I make to not die? He made 10. I've seen some Zergs overmake Banes. They'll make like 30 Banelings. You get pretty big diminishing returns if you go that high, when you could spend the additional gas beyond these 10. I think he has 4 more on the way. Nice, just got 10. You can get your upgrades going. You can also get a Hydra Den. You get Infestation Pit or Spire. Just basically spending more of that gas into tech, but making sure that you don't ever go to 0 Banes. 10 is a good amount. Clearly, if Reynor is going for it. He's going for a 5th base pretty fast. Maru strat here. The question for me is, did he take gas at the 3rd? Not yet. It's got a tank here for defense. This is pretty common. How many barracks do we have? Nice contaminate on that tank production. Structures tab. We've got 5 barracks. 5 barracks, double upgrades, single factory tech lab, armory in the back. Standard, standard, standard. Who here loves when people play standard? It looked like a bad trade. Kind of like he detonated them all. Huh. This is a fun thing. How many injected hatcheries does Reynor have at 8 minutes? This would be a fun side-by-side you could do and compare with your own games. 1, 2, 3, 4 hatches injected, with a 5th hatch that's not injected but still producing larvae. So he's got larvae for days. And you need that if you're playing Lingbane. Big time. Went up to 82 workers. He made a few spores. This is pretty cool. This ends up being something that can assist him against mine pushes. A really frustrating thing in ZVT is when Terran is going biomine and you've got overseers and they fly in and they die to the mines. This gives you another kind of backup form of detection, which also this would punish medivacs if they're really aggressively shoving into this base. Maru snipes a couple queens. Good pickup for him. Reynor's working on 2-2. 86 drones. The guy is fearless. He hasn't really prioritized breaking that many rocks. Did he break these? So yeah, so he broke these. And that's another good thing to note is which rocks do you prioritize? Lingbane is not great at breaking rocks. You don't want to use Banes to hit the rocks, so you're limited only to Lings. And the armor value of these, it's hardened material, 3 armor. It takes Lings a while. But once they have melee, they can do it pretty well. And he focused on these rocks first, and he hasn't messed with any of the other ones, aside from this debris or unbuildable plates. He's got his infestation pit as his next piece of tech. Gets his hive. 78 Lings, 18 Banes, 88 drones. Production tab is Lings and drones. And a Hydroden. Hydroden is smart on this map because pushing is so easy. How short the rush is. He kept some Lings in the main to deny drops. He's even got some Lings at the 5th. And he has all of those on different hotkeys. You can see they're in the control groups. Group 2 is his largest force, and then he's got another one in the main. Group 4, and then he has another one at the 5th. That would be group 6. He's got his inject queens on group 5. Maybe creep queens on group 3. Lurker den after the Hydroden. And he's making 7 Hydras. Maru's 2-2 is about to finish, so Maru does have the upgrade lead. He's taking more spores. 4 spores at the 5th base. Wow. He really respects the drops. What a respectful investment. So Reynor has the lead in the bank, and also in supply, and kind of in tech, not in upgrades. I wonder if he's going to go ranged attack. He could go ranged and melee after this +2. Yep, ranged attack next. Adrenal glands for the Lings. Triple Evo. He doesn't even need to choose. He just takes all the upgrades. He's going lurker range. Taking a 6th base. And this map has so few bases. Each player only really gets 6. Infestation Pit was killed. That doesn't really do too much to him. He's not making infestors. You can still make vipers with the hive. But if he loses the hive, then it would be a pain in the butt. But I feel like you're kind of dead if you lose the hive anyway. 7 lurkers. He got a new infestation pit. 3 vipers. Unit composition is going to be 98 drones. Man, I was proven wrong already. Yeah, I don't think Reynor's gonna go for 100 drones this game. Goes for 100 drones on Oxide. +1 range is going. 36 Banes, 7 Lurkers, 84 Lings, and 3 Vipers coming out. Queen count is down to 4. The low queen count is kind of noteworthy. If you're looking at a late game max out, the queens are very low DPS. So if you want to trade out, instead of having 12 queens going down to just what you need to inject, that's going to mean that the overall DPS output of your forces is going to be higher. Even though queens are nice for utility and nice for creep spread. Looks like he's only got creep queens, aside from this one inject queen. With this many bases, injecting is a bit less important. It does help with remaxing though, but he has 18 larvae saved up. Double Nidus. And notice he hasn't really commit to a super huge push yet. The lurker drop in the main. Spire. Maru has 14 tanks, so it's going to be pretty hard to kill him. 14 tanks, 5 ghosts, 6 Vikings. Reynor has 107 drones. Going for a double Nidus while he pushes the base that's furthest from that Nidus. Blinding Cloud on the tanks. Banes roll in. He should be able to kill a planetary and a bunch of the SCVs. Yep, he got it. Double Nidus is the main and puts lurkers there. So cool. He killed 14 SCVs. He killed a base. He's got lurkers in Maru's main. He's rolling lings. He did just run out of larvae there though for a second. He has the option to make lurkers though as a more larva efficient unit. I like the placement of his 2 Nidus entrances. It's kind of in the center of his territory, which means they're not very likely to get sniped, and it also means that it's easy to put units into it, because they're kind of being rallied past it anyway. He even took the top left base. This is awesome. Lurker's moving up, he gets blinding clouds. He should be able to blind those 3 tanks down there. Yep. Feels like he doesn't have Hydra speed. Did he get Hydra speed? What? He can afford this. I think it's a mistake. Wonder if he'll notice. Why are my Hydras so slow? This double Nidus shit is very annoying. Just gonna retake that base in the top left. It's got its triple Evo upgrades running, production tab. +2 range, +2 melee, +3 armor. Air attack +1, Hydra's speed, Hydra's lings, Banes, and an expansion. God tier. Sniped. Oh no. The late game Banshee. EMP on the Vipers. He did still get a Blinding Cloud though. Bane's running in. Maru's pushing hard. The Hydra Lurker should be able to kill this, but he can repair for a little bit. Yep. He's got more Banes coming. He's doing a pretty big counter push. It's looking pretty close. Their banks have evened out. Reynor did just kill a bunch of SCVs. But Maru killed 2 bases. This is a sick match. He's massing 12 lurkers and making Vipers. Kill the rocks, kill the rocks. He doesn't care about those rocks. Maybe he likes those. Vipers are getting energy. Moving the Spore up so it doesn't die. Spreading creep, taking that top left base. I feel like the top left base, for him to be taking that and then mining from it, it's more about denying that for Maru in the long term. Unit composition now is 12 lurkers, 4 Vipers, 55 Lings, 15 Hydras. And he did get Hydra speed. Did he get Hydra range? Does he care? He doesn't even care. At this point, Maru's kind of figured out the double Nidus meme. So he's been having a tough time getting Overseers in, but he's still trying it. Random forward planetary. Units lost tab, I'm curious. Oh, Maru's about to get nukes. Okay, Maru's being about twice as efficient. Reynor has mined a lot more though. Turtle bio is kind of more of a thing. It didn't used to be. It used to be that the conventional wisdom for playing bio was that you should be on the Zerg side of the map taking aggressive efficient trades, where in this latter part of Legacy of the Void, people have been going more for kind of turtling with bio. Get lots of planetaries up. His tank count is really high with 11, and his ghost count is also really high. Ghosts are really nice defensive units. They're not as good for offense because against speed banes on creep, they just die. Wonder if he's going to use the Spire upgrades for anything. He's still just making Hydra Ling. He's getting +2 air attack now. If the Viking count gets bananas, he could make Corruptors. Vipers are okay against Vikings anyway. It might be for a BC switch or something. I don't know. 89 workers is 67. Nice tank pickup there. Maru has not that many medivacs, so he can't save a lot of these units. He's only got 7. Pulling tanks. Reynor's been working hard this game. Refilling the gas, that base is retaken. Making more lurkers. He has a bit more of a bank. By the game clock, I feel like this is going to come pretty close to the mining out situation. He's got 3 factory tech lab tank production. Ling lurker attack up there. It was a nice touch that he avoided the sensor tower vision. Pretty committed trade, but he got a lot of damage done. He's still remaxing. He cleared that top left base. You can keep a lurker there. Once again, he's trying to take the base. Whew, his evos are so low. No fear. He put them at a pretty secure location that's very deep in his territory. The awkward moment when the drone tries to become a hatchery, but there's already a building there. He still has the gas bank. But Maru's still in it. Maru's worker count is lower, which means he has more supply for army. Because they're both maxed. Bash down this base. CVT is a very difficult matchup. Maru's about to run out of gas though. 39 to 40 SCVs is not that much. He just killed one of the most crucial bases for Maru's gas income. But his bases are mining out. Reynor's more limited by minerals. Maybe they could do a trade. He can mass more lurkers, but I don't know how good that is against 14 tanks. He's been keeping around 15 lurkers and not really going too far beyond that. What it seems like. And the Viper count has never really bananas either. He's got 3 now. Maybe he's had 4 to 5 tops. These Ling run by plays are so fast. Another base running out of gas. Is he pulling his drones? Yeah. There's not much left for them to do. For mining. Send them into the fray. Wait, did he not send them? Dude, Reynor's second dead. He ran out of minerals. God damn. He's got only this base left and it's almost, yeah, it's almost out of minerals. Damn, dude. He worked really hard. Didn't quite come out on top. I think one option that he had that he didn't really try that I saw was Nidusing this base. Because this is one of the only openings by the sensor towers. Sensor tower vision also doesn't cover this side. So if we can backseat game the best Zerg in the world, or top 3 Zerg. As soon as he clears this base, then Nidusing into the main becomes good again. Whenever this base is up and running, Nidusing up here is pretty bad because usually there's sensor tower vision and Viking presence. With this side of the map, you see the sensor tower vision is right here. He could go all the way left, and then I think you could Nidus here or here. Just hit some stuff. Lurkers could kill this really fast. And the tanks wouldn't be able to shoot all the way in that corner. I think you could Nidus here without the planetary hitting it. So that would be an option, but I feel like he played really well. It's hard to say what exactly he could have done better. He could have mixed in Spire units earlier too, which aren't amazing, but he did invest in some upgrades for it. and the spores could have been moved up for more stability of the creep spread. Very well played game though. Thank you, Reynor, for showing us some amazing stuff.